Hello and welcome again to Inspired 99. On these videos, we'll talk about what Kevin Levrone has to say about Big Ramy losing Mr. Olympia 2022 title. Kevin Levrone, a member of the IFBB Hall of Fame, recently discussed the thrilling 2022 Mr. Olympia competition that took place past weekend. Levrone highlighted the Olympia competition and the former champion Mandau Big Ramy Elsbia finishing in 5th place in an interview with Muscular Development. On December 17, 2022, Hadi Choopan left Sin City as the newly crowned Mr. Olympia champion. The evening was full with surprises, including the dethronement of the reigning champion Ramy and his fall to 5th position. In the meantime, Derek Lunsford took advantage of his special invitation and challenged Choopan in the finals, where he ultimately came in second. Many veterans have discussed the outcomes of the most significant competition of the year. Nick Walker came in third, but Milos Sarcev wasn't happy with the result. He clarified that while Samson Dada, one of his clients, provided a more deserved package for bronze, he placed 6th in the competition. Dada thought back on his performance and was appreciative of the events that took place. Levrone, one of the most successful bodybuilders who never won a Mr. Olympia title, excelled as a men's open threat in the 1990s. He was second at the famous competition 4 times, and he twice won the Arnold Classic in 1994 and 1996. The seasoned bodybuilder examined the 2022 Olympia and what happened to Big Ramy in one of his most recent projects. Kevin Levrone on Big Ramy 2022 Olympia 5th place finish. He would have won again if he looked like last year. Levrone argues that Ramy would have kept his championship if he had presented a package that was comparable to his appearance at the 2021 Olympia. Ramy never left the right side of the stage during prejudging, he said, which was understandable given that Steve Weinberger's judging methodology may be challenging. The call-outs can be kind of tricky and different with Steve Weinberger, you know. He has his style of doing call-outs. I could see why some people thought he was maybe first place because they kept him over there. When I won the Night of Champions, I was only in one call-out, says Kevin Levrone. Levrone is of the opinion that Big Ramy and his group provided the finest deal possible given the conditions. He wasn't CR-SIP, he wasn't tight. And we've definitely seen him in better condition than he was on stage at the 2022 Olympia. I guess he did his best, Ron. I guess he did his best, he and his team, to bring the best package they could. I don't want to beat the guy up. I feel sorry for him when you go from being Mr. Olympia to 5th place. I hear he's coming back next year. We just have to wait and see what he decides to do with him and his team. It's disappointing. It's disappointing for his fans too. I'm sure he tried his best and the outcome was the judges awarded him 5th place. Sitting there looking at the show, I can't really say anybody was ripped or anybody was shredded, shared Kevin Levrone. Levrone admitted that Choopan had the finest conditioning of the group, while not being too impressed with any men's open contender on the 2022 Olympia stage. Levrone believed that Big Ramy made it simple for the referees to punish the previous champion. He was the best conditioned out of everybody on stage. He certainly had the best conditioning of what was on the stage and who he was competing against. I do agree with him winning the show. But I think there were a lot of disappointments because we were expecting more conditioning in that lineup for guys to bring it. That really didn't quite happen. Yeah, he would have if he showed up looking like he looked last year or better. Had he shown up in shape, you know what I mean. Like I said, you can't give the judges an excuse to get rid of you. He had that excuse and they got rid of him. He should have brought it. But I'm sure he probably tried. Levrone said that because athletes frequently travel and have other commitments the week before a show, fitness is difficult to perfect. There's so much that goes into bringing conditioning from your house to a show in Las Vegas that's in a different city or a different country or a whole different state. Some of these guys flew. They had to take plane flights. I don't know when they got there, but all of these things have a huge factor into your conditioning. Flying, the altitude of being up in the air,